Adam Shirley with you and Dan Bourchier on ABC Radio Canberra. If you own your own home, you might be wondering, well, how tough it is for people to get into the market. Well, a browse across any headlines or research will show you it's really difficult for those trying to enter the Canberra housing market and the greater region. New figures from the Bureau of Statistics show the number of loans for ACT first home buyers have dropped significantly. 146 lending commitments made to purchases in March. That's the lowest number recorded in a month since October 2016. So have first home buyers been locked out of the Canberra real estate market? What about this federal election promise from both sides of politics that could see families with incomes of up to $200,000 able to reduce their deposit on a first home to as little as 5%? And the government's National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation would act as guarantor on the remaining 15%. That flows through to you, the taxpayer. A couple of perspectives here. Christine Shaw is a real estate agent based in Canberra. Ms. Shaw, good morning to you. To this federal government policy first, which the opposition has supported too, is it a good move to get first home buyers into the market?
I think there's a lot of policies that could be good to get them into the market. I'm not sure about this one. There's the banks have actually been totally silent since he announced this on Sunday, and that is very telling because what he's actually doing is tinkering with their mortgagee protection insurance, the lender's protection insurance. Now, if the government is forking out the 15% by a guarantor, that means technically then they've got 80%. Therefore, the banks aren't going to get that mega premium. And on a $500,000 loan, that is somewhere like a $12,000 to $15,000 fee to the banks.
Along with an absolute price on homes that people want to buy, what in your experience is preventing first home buyers from getting in?
The stricter lending practices. This has got nothing to do with there's not enough, first home owners are out there. They're wanting to buy. It's the result of the Royal Commission. I'll agree with John Houston on this, that it is the stricter lending practices that are actually blocking them. The outcome of that Royal Commission was meant to focus on bank behaviour. It was meant to focus on their, greed is good mantra. And it was, I was hoping, going to focus on the ridiculous mortgagee protection insurance racket that all you hear every year is what their profits are at the banking sector. And yet again, they still continue charging this ridiculous fee, which is a blockage for first home owners to get into the market. Government would be better off, I think, not using taxpayers' money to actually set up this whole guarantor system. They would have been better focusing and discussing with the banks as a result of the Royal Commission to soften and reduce those lenders' mortgagee products.
Just to follow that logic then, do you see merit in having maybe a range of rules around mortgage protection and the rules around getting a mortgage for a first home buyer that could be scalable, I don't know, to their income, to the variety of ways they could pay back that loan?
Yes, and the other thing is, and I'll stand corrected on this because I have only spoken to my particular mortgagee broker this morning. Now, my understanding is that even if you've got a great track record, and you might have cleared 2 and 3 home loans, so not even first home buyers, but very experienced buyers, if you don't stump up with the 20% deposit, you still get hit with this. You can have a brilliant credit rating. You can have walk on water and you still get slapped with this.
And even a 10, 12, 14% deposit. But if you don't meet that 20% deposit currently, then the fees come in.
Yes, so the government's time and effort, and the fact the banks have been silent now for 2 days means they know this. They know that they scooted through the Royal Commission without having to answer for this ridiculous fee that is hammering first home owners.
Christine Shaw, strong stuff. We'll see how it's received by people aspiring to get into the market and what sort of impact it has on the business of yours and other real estate agents. Thank you for your time today.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
Christine Shaw, who is a real estate agent based across the Canberra region. Are you impressed or unsure, displeased about this now bipartisan policy on requiring only 5% for the deposit in certain situations for first home buyers? Does it make it more attractive to you as a first home buyer, or are you concerned that effectively taxpayers are acting as guarantors for those who can't stump up a 20% deposit?